Sportsman's Tennis and Enrichment Center opened in 1961 as the first indoor nonprofit tennis club built in the United States by and for the African American community. And it's been invested in the health and wellness of the community ever since.
I started coming to Sportsman's when I was a baby. My dad worked here, so he would put me in the ball carriage. Any tennis lesson he had, I was gonna play tennis regardless.
Sportsman's was founded by 8 friends who loved tennis and realized that it had the potential to open doors of opportunity for young people if in fact they could get good enough to play on the tournament sector, to be able to get out into the community, and even to get college scholarships. So they wanted to find a way for kids to be able to train year-round in a quality facility that was affordable for their family.
Haji Glover Jr. learned to play in the facility, worked at the center as a teenager, and is now teaching tennis to kids in a BCYF summer camp.
Sports was ran in my family for a long time. My uncle is one of the board members. My uncle Conway Haynes, he introduced his son, Jelani Haynes, and my dad was also working here. So I was just raised in a tennis family from his jump. I kept coming back because this was the only place that was other than my house, and it was down the street.
It's not just family lore. In 2024, Conway Haynes was inducted into the U.S. Tennis Association of New England Hall of Fame, alongside Albert Bootsy Lewis. This summer, the tennis courts at Mattapan's Hunt Almont Park were named after Lewis in recognition of his contributions to tennis and community in Boston.
The motto was adults pay so kids can play, but the reality is the goal was for even the adults to be able to pay something like $5 a year and play all the tennis they wanted, because the founders recognized that tennis builds community and it builds a healthy lifestyle. So we have been following in the footsteps of the founders this entire time.
It's off-the-court activities that makes Sportsman's more than just a tennis club.
Right now, because it's summertime, we have the Summer Learning Academy, where we have about 40 kids focusing on their math and literacy for 25 hours a week, and then we roll them into our summer camp. It's an alternative to summer school that allows them to still have a fun summer and be ready for September.
Community partnerships allow Sportsman's to integrate additional enrichment opportunities like this financial literacy workshop as part of the Return the Serve Fun Day, presented by Chase, a supporter of the USTA Foundation.
The kids will, in addition to having their usual tennis, they're going to hear a little information about how you save, how you value your money, and how your money grows if you take care of it.
And taking care of the community is in the heart, mind, and body of Sportsman's mission.
Even though we're only a few miles from Mass General Brigham, the Blue Hill Corridor could be a world away. The levels of hypertension, of heart disease, of diabetes, of obesity here in this community requires there to be a community-based solution.
Programs like Walk with a Doc offer a place for residents to address their concerns outside a clinical setting.
We're hoping that other nonprofits will see that they have the ability to open their doors and partner with the medical community and be a source of accurate information and other resources, so that not only if we have another situation like the pandemic, but in everyday life, people are getting the good information that they need to understand the social determinants of health and to have more agency and more advocacy for their own health.
For more than 60 years, love has been more than a score on the court. At Sportsman's, it's shown in commitment to kids and community.
I always like to make sure that our kids are watching something that is going to benefit them in the long run. And that doesn't just mean watching the way someone's hitting forehands and backhands. It means watching the way they carry themselves, watching the way they respond to a setback, and how they put in the work off the court.
And Sportsman's is holding a fundraiser next month. It's Tennis with a Twist in support of youth tennis. It's 2 hours of doubles play. Bring a partner or get paired with a new tennis friend. That's Sunday, October 5th from 11 to 2 p.m. Tenacity is also rallying to support student success and making an impact in Boston's communities of color. The proof is in the achievements of its graduates, who continue to mentor the next generation.
Tenacity is really kind of someone who's kind of gritty and obviously tenacious. It's someone who tries in the face of adversity, gets back up when they fall down, doesn't quit.
Hitting the balls and books since 1999, Tenacity has empowered more than 40,000 children through their summer tennis and reading program. These programs equip young people with the skills, support, and confidence they need to thrive. Behind every serve and sprint is a team of mentors, tutors, and teachers supporting students in the classroom and on the court.
I'm going for one-handers today.
Meet Cesar, a Tenacity staffer here at the Carter Playground in Roxbury during the Mayor's Cup tennis tournament. He began his journey with Tenacity in elementary school and has graduated as valedictorian at Madison Park Technical Vocational High School, earning college credits and a 4.4 GPA. Cesar will enter UMass Boston this fall with an associate degree already under his belt. He credits his success to the unwavering support of the adults in his life, including those at Tenacity.
Honestly, I was really fortunate to have really good administrators and teachers by my side because they kind of oriented everything perfectly for me. They kind of helped me to keep pushing forward and kind of having that discipline and focus.
Tenacity's college and career prep program boasts impressive results. High school students graduate at a rate of 95%. Historically, 80% of these students then go on to finish college or another approved career preparation program.
A lot of what we do is get them ready for whatever they want to do after high school.
Noah Poindexter is a leader with the program.
We help them plan and get them to a point where they feel like they're going to be successful once they graduate.
Their summer program employs over 80 Boston teens and young adults like Cesar every summer. Cesar believes tennis is more than just a sport.
Honestly, because tennis is really a big mental game. When you're losing, to keep pushing forward and persevering through that kind of mental block you put on yourself. And it comes back to that discipline and focus that they keep pushing forward.
Across the city in East Boston, Diego Artiago is running one of Tenacity's 20 summer program sites.
When I was younger, I was missing a mentor, I was missing guidance. And so being able to show up like that, even if they may not need it, being able to show up like that for them means everything to me because it was something that I was in need of. What Tenacity means to me personally is community, it's family. Ever since I started participating in this program as a kid, it always was something that I came back to.
Tenacity's pathway programs lead students to success. For Diego, to a career he takes pride in.
So the ability to give back to those students, to those children in any capacity is what I love doing.
And in 2013, Tenacity's CEO and founder, Ned Eames, was inducted into the USTA New England Hall of Fame. And Tenacity has also been recognized at Arthur Ashe Kids Day during the U.S. Open. On November 15th, Tenacity will host Paddles to Pathways. It's a friendly pickleball and paddle competition to support the organization's programs.